chin straps. You come in my zone, you gon' crumble on impact. It's now or never, so you better perform in the place where legends are born. This is what we use, every single drop of sweat in our pores to push the chains till we set up a score. War, more than a team, we are like an army. If every inch counts, then imagine what a yard means. This is more like a way of life. When it's playing time, show what the western part of our state is like. And we don't buy into a player's hype. You come in our house, bringing that nonsense, then say goodnight. 4 quarters of mayhem, from the flip to the kick till the game's done and we shake hands. The film room to the game plan. Take the field as a boy, best believe you leave as a changed man. Show them where we from. Our town, our house, this is where the fun stops. Listen here if you visit here. This is not a game, this is us living out a tradition here.
Hello and welcome to McDonald's High School football on Root Sports tonight at Sarge Albert Stadium in Monaca. It's a battle of 2-0 teams when the Quad A Penn Hills Indians take a step down in classification, although definitely not in class, when they take on AAA powerhouse Central Valley. It is the first ever meeting between the two schools, but what the game might lack in tradition, it will more than make up for in athletes. Thanks for joining us. Alongside Craig Wolfley, I'm Rob King. Wolf, plenty of athletes, lots of speed on the field tonight.
Indeed, we've got a lot of terrific athletes. They're going to bring a lot of speed, a lot of bang when they come to the old head-to-head confrontation out on the field. I'm looking forward to it.
Our Point Park player to watch for the Penn Hills Indians is their junior quarterback, Billy Kisner.
I really enjoy Billy Kisner. You watch him go. He's got moves. He's got speed. He's got an arm. He can do it all. He's a quarterback that you really want to watch play. He's got a love of the game.
He runs that jet fly sweep option, throws it and runs it as part of a three-headed monster for Penn Hills. They have leading rusher Tayshan Campbell. He's the team's primary running back, joined by Isaiah Jones, averaging almost 13 yards per carry, coming in motion nearly every play. Now, for Central Valley, their Point Park player to watch is the most sought-after recruit in the WPIAL, and that is senior Jordan Whitehead.
Oh, Jordan Whitehead. What hasn't been said about this young man? Extremely talented, extremely sought after. And look at that, Roger Kingdom right in the legs there. His ability to run over, around, and through people. He's a terrific running back and, like I said, well sought after.
Two-way player, great defensive player as well. So it is Penn Hills, led by Jordan Whitehead. They are one of the WPIAL's most storied programs. They visit Central Valley, a team that won a WPIAL title in their first year of existence just 4 years ago. It's coming up next on Root Sports.
At Trib Total Media, we do things right. We're the watchdogs in our neighborhoods, our region, and around the world. It's our responsibility to ask the right questions and tell every side of every story. We continue to invest in our award-winning...
Quick and short, listen up. Let me see your eyes real quick. Let's go! Now we're talking here. It's a football game to us. But for them and to other people, they want to see if we can hang. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like we're supposed to hang here? What? Are you kidding me? They better be ready to get up to our level. Yes, sir. Okay? Yes, sir. And I'm going to leave you with it.
Oh, great stuff from Mark Lyons, the only coach here in Central Valley history, of course, referring to the fact that Penn Hills going from Quad A, quote-unquote, down to AAA, but there's no denying the Central Valley team has been outstanding under his watch. And John Peterman, 1985 Penn Hills grad, he is looking to restore Penn Hills to their former glory. They're off to a 2-0 start. This should be a great game tonight, Wolf.
I love both coaches. I really love how they go about addressing and preparing their teams. And yeah, I'm looking for a major clash tonight. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be fun. And let's just see, whenever you have those crossover games, what exactly is going to play out tonight.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game heading into this kickoff here at Sarge Albert's Stadium for Penn Hills. They want to maintain the ball. The best defense is a good offense, John Peterman says. Not just Whitehead. They have to trust everybody on defense. Don't key just on Whitehead. That's when they'll get burned by other guys for big plays. And in Central Valley, they want to keep the tempo up. This is a hurry-up offense and neutralize the quarterback. They say Billy Kisner, a phenomenal athlete. They cannot allow the big plays for Penn Hills, led by Kisner, and it is Penn Hills who will get the ball first. Central Valley winning the toss, electing to defer to the second half, and Brendan Jugan, the freshman, getting set to kick, one of 3 kickers that is employed by Central Valley. And the short kick is taken by Tayshan Campbell, and Campbell tripped up. He'll get out to the 35-yard line, and that is where the Indians will take over for their first possession of the game.
Oh, that was a nice ankle biter of a tackle on that opening kickoff. It's a good thing you get him, too. You got to nip at those heels, nip at the ankles. You got to bring them down.
Penn Hills in the white has the football to begin the game. They will run that jet fly sweep we talked about almost every single play. You will see one of the receivers come in motion. Here he is, Isaiah Jones. Fake to Jones. Kisner's going to keep off the right side. He's going to pick up about 3. Jordan Whitehead makes the stop. Actually, they're going to mark him down around the 37, so called a 2-yard gain. As we take a look at the Penn Hills Indians starting offense, we mentioned that jet fly sweep run by Kisner with Tayshan Campbell, Isaiah Jones, Christian Randall Posey, Rick Squires is healthy. DeAndre Winbush-Shafino is the tight end. And along that offensive line, keep an eye on center Mike Ames. John Peterman really raves about his senior center. Trips to the right. Give to Campbell off the left side. Campbell makes a man miss and is dragged down by Whitehead, but picks up a first down. Tayshan Campbell for 9 off the left side. As we take a look now at the Warriors' starting defense. And they play a 3-4 look. Up front, it's Stefine, Warwick, and Kussler. Milladine, Cron, Martini, and Johnson, the linebackers. And then it's Shively, Sims, Whitehead, and Wilson in the defensive backfield for the Central Valley Warriors, who give up that first down to the Penn Hills Indians' opening drive of the game. Campbell back in motion, and now the officials are going to throw a flag here. And they're saying, I believe that they have somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
Encroachment on a defense.
And that somebody is
penalty,
Central Valley, the defense. So in the neutral zone, that'll cost them 5 yards.
Getting a little itchy. You want to get up there and cram the line of scrimmage because you want to get your hands on that guy across from you as quick as possible.
Well, Mark Lyons, you heard the speech before the game and definitely views this as a measuring rod game. Where are they right now? They know they're good at the AAA level. They've had a couple of blowout victories early on. They know Penn Hills is a very good team, so I think some of the players kind of charged up a little bit. Here's Jones in motion. Jones would get the ball. Jones cuts back to the right, stays on his feet, leans forward, picks up about 3 yards on that run. Boy, they got that good penetration there, Wolf, to cut off that jet sweep.
They did indeed. We're going to see right here, Billy Kisner gives the motion. Now he hands off. Isaiah Jones sees it. Oh, he got to go back door because right there you got great penetration, and he gets himself a few yards. But again, that's CV coming across. Got to shoot the gaps. Got to make something happen.
It's Rocco Martini, senior linebacker, who came across to turn that back inside. 2nd and 2. Jones in motion again. A fake to Jones. This is Kisner keeping, and Kisner off the left side will get right out to the 40-yard line. So another first down here for Penn Hills. This one aided by that 5-yard penalty, but exactly what John Peterman wants here. A couple of first downs in the opening drive.
Well, you get a look at that. Rocco Martini shooting the gaps on the up front side linebacker, and then you got Skylar Cron having the other gap, and there's a big hole in between nose tackle Brandon Warwick and Skylar Cron, and they took advantage of it, did the Penn Hills.
You can see where this is so tough to defend. The threat of the sweep with Jones, the threat of the off tackle with Campbell, the threat of the keep with Kisner. And this time it is Jones, and Jones will be stacked up. Not much there this time. Jeremy Stefine makes a stop after a pickup of 1 or 2. And I would think, Wolf, when you're playing against a team like this, assignment football is so important, but also because the quarterback is a runner, that gets that extra blocker in play as well.
It really does, and what you've got to make sure is you have assignment-type football, meaning you either have gap control, or if you shoot the gap, you can get penetration. You got to know who's tackling who, whether it's the quarterback, the jet motion, or the back.
2nd and 8. Receivers split to each side. Give to Campbell off the left side. Campbell stays on his feet, and Campbell will cross the 35. Pick up about 3 on that run, and it'll set up a 3rd and 5.
And we're really watching phone booth football. Take a look right here. Kisner hands it off to Tayshan Campbell, and he just gets himself going a little bit north and south, and it's really all about banging away in close confines.
3rd and 5, opening drive of the game for Penn Hills. The Indians visiting Monaca and Central Valley. Kisner back, looking, flushed out. Rolling to his left, under pressure, gets to the edge and steps out of bounds. It looks like short of a first down.
Indeed.
Did a nice job just to avoid the sack, picked up 3, and now this will set up a 4th and 2.
Oh, I got a little look here. Billy Kisner gets a shotgun snap, goes back, and is able to avoid Chase Maladen, and then he gets himself going up the sidelines. Again, another look here. Take a look at number 5-2. That's Mike Ames. What a nice job. Just lock out on the nose tackle. Get yourself extended and control that middle.
So 4th and 2. Indians showing a tight set. Jones in motion. Now we have a whistle and a flag coming in before the ball is officially snapped. Lenny Leeper and the officials say offsides on Central Valley. So without having to snap it on 4th and 2, the second encroachment penalty and the third first down on this drive, and Mark Lyons not happy.
No, he's not happy at all, and he's letting them know it. But he's also saying, get back on the sidelines. Telling them, hey, don't be cramming up there. I'm sorry, on the line of scrimmage. You're getting too close. And what they're trying to do is get upfield, get penetration, turn it back in, make sure that jet motion, if he gets the ball, he doesn't get to the outside.
Here's Jones in motion. The fake to him, to give to Campbell. Campbell up the middle, and Campbell will pick up a nice chunk, about 6 yards on that first down run.
Nice job of just getting the Hogs moving. You know, it's again, you got the little bit of Houdini going on here. You fake it to Isaiah. Now you put it in the belly of Tayshawn. Tayshawn just finds that nice crack. Another look at that thing. You can see right there, just shucking off guys, getting yourself some yardage. Win on first down, Kinger.
A short 5 here, 2nd and 5. Jones in motion. Kisner will keep. Kisner darts to the left and back to the right and continues to go and crosses the 15 down to the 13. It's going to be first down, Penn Hills.
Now we're gonna take a look at Billy Kisner. Now this is the third of the 3-headed monster here. You got the handoff, the fake to Isaiah, then the fake to Tayshawn. And then it was funny because Tayshawn just kind of stopped and Kisner just kept going. Another look from this angle here. He just stops. You know, if I'm Billy Kisner, I say, hey Tayshawn, go on up there and whack the linebacker.
Fake to Jones. They give to Campbell. Tayshawn Campbell gets inside the 10 and down to about the 7-yard line. So, again, this jet fly sweep option, they had a chance on a 4th and 2 to get the ball back, but the jet fly sweep has been very effective, and a lot of that damage is coming right up the middle.
It really is, and that's part of the problem for the linebackers. You can see they're firing the linebackers from time to time in different gaps, but that Penn Hills line's doing a good job, and it's hard when you don't know where the handoff is.
Kisner keeps, and Kisner nothing doing this time is stopped in his tracks. Brandon Warwick, the nose tackle, came in, got some penetration, and stopped him right at the line of scrimmage.
We're going to see right here, Billy Kisner puts it in Tayshawn Campbell's belly, then tucks it and goes, but that time CV, very tough, got a bunch of guys in the gap making the tackle. There you go. There's your nose tackle. See Brandon Warwick.
And Brandon Warwick and Luke Kussler, a couple of big guys down there. There's Warwick right there, number 51. 3rd and 3. Jones in motion. Give to Campbell. Campbell off the left side, and Campbell is going to be again close to first down yardage. Looks like he might be about a half-yard short.
Well, indeed, this time he's going to take it wide. Take a look here now. Tayshawn takes it, and now he's going to bounce it wide. And right there, coming up, making the hit, and that's Preston Johnson bringing him down. And that's after fighting off a couple of guys. Nice job, Preston.
Yeah, Preston Johnson, a very impressive player as a fullback and also as a linebacker. Now 4th and a yard. They have to get inside the 4-yard line to pick up the first down. They have the ball spotted just outside the 4-yard line. Jones in motion. Give to Campbell up the middle, and Campbell gets the first down and the touchdown. Tayshawn Campbell will cap off the drive with a 4-yard touchdown run on 4th down, and Penn Hills strikes first.
Well, Tayshawn Campbell, he takes the rock, gets downhill, and this is about as subtle as a frying pan to the forehead right here. Boom, just right into the heart of the CV defense. And he don't stop pumping those ham hocks until he hits pay dirt, and I always like to say there's no dirt like pay dirt.
Extra point is up and good by Nate Ferracco, and so a 13-play, 65-yard drive, a couple of fourth-down conversions, including the 4-yard touchdown run by Tayshan Campbell, has put the Penn Hills Indians up by the score of 7-0.
I have a different outlook on life because it could have been all taken away from me. I came home from college and my mom said it didn't look right. I just thought I had a common cold. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was like a shock to all of us. UPMC took excellent care of me and got me to where I am today. And I'm here, 3 years in remission. I didn't choose to have cancer, but I did choose UPMC.
McDonald's High School football on Root Sports is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Trib Total Media, our team has your team totally covered. Visit us online at triblive.com or call 1-800-909-TRIB to subscribe. By PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by Edgar Snyder & Associates, a law firm representing injured people. The Walter R. and Lois A. Sylvester Wellness Center at Central Valley High School. Brand new, just opened back in April. Didn't get a lot of use over the summer, but very proud of this facility. They're going to have a grand opening on September 27th. So congratulations to the folks here at Central Valley and the Walter R. and Lois A. Sylvester Wellness Center.
It's beautiful, but does that mean they won't serve any pizza in there?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Then you got to burn it off. So.
Okay.
Tayshan Campbell capping off that 13-play, 65-yard drive. Now here's the kick, and we have a flag right away. Boy, that was interesting. They kicked that to Jordan Whitehead. Not many teams kick the ball to Jordan Whitehead. It'll be interesting to see if they do that again.
Well, you think they were sitting there going, oh, timeout. My kicker just happened to let one go down there to Jordan Whitehead.
We'll see. There's our Air National Guard scoring drive, 13 plays, 65 yards. The 4-yard touchdown run by Tayshan Campbell took 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Remember what John Peterman said? The best defense is a good offense, and that is just the kind of clock-churning drive they wanted to start this game.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Now they're going to kick it to Whitehead. Whitehead's going to get it back at his 11, fumble the football. He's probably not used to getting the ball. Looking for some room, cuts back to the middle. Not a whole lot there, and down he goes at the 24-yard line. So, and then little help up, as if to say, hey, we want to take some whacks at you here. That's very interesting that they went ahead and challenged them. But it's kind of that Penn Hills mentality, Wolf.
I would say right there, John Peterman is saying, listen, we know Jerome Whitehead is a great player. We know that Jordan Whitehead, is an excellent player. But you know what? We're not afraid of him. We're going to go right at him, and we're going to kick to him, and we're going to start there and say, hello, we're Penn Hills.
Ball sneaks onto the field as we take a look at John George, the guy they call Johnny Football here. The Jerome Whitehead reference for those of us old enough, the old basketball player for Old Dominion back in the 70s. Excellent ball player, went on to the NBA. I've been fearful of saying that all week, and
I just said it.
Thanks for beating me to it. Here's the pitch to Whitehead. Whitehead with some room, crosses the 30, crosses the 40. There goes Jordan Whitehead. See you later. Nobody's going to catch him. He is going to go 76 yards for the touchdown on the opening play for Central Valley.
Now the danger when you say, hey, we're not afraid of you, is that he's going to do something to say, oh, yes, you better be right here. Get a look. Jordan Whitehead takes that pitch, and he is one and done, and it is high tides and Greek grass forever out in front of him, and he stands up into the end zone walking in.
Well, you saw a glimpse of one of the reasons. He had 4 tackles on that opening drive for the Central Valley defense. One of the reasons that schools love this guy so much, that 4.4 speed and so smooth. He gets it up to top gear, accelerates so quickly, and the minute he gets out in the open, you know he's gone. Nobody can catch him.
Well, I was laughing because I'm looking down there and I'm thinking, boy, I wonder when he's going to shift gears and hit top end. But he's running away from people already, and it was because he is that smooth, and you don't realize just how fast he's running.
Freshman Brendan Jugan with the extra point. It is up. It is good. And wow, talk about two different worlds. A 6-minute and 35-second drive is answered by this one-play drive. How fast can Jordan Whitehead run 76 yards? You're seeing it. We're all tied at 7.
Spectacular news, Susan.
That's right. It's the barrel clearance sale.
The clearance sale to beat all clearance sales.
We'll beat anybody's price.
70% of the best brands.
100% of the best prices.
You could become the next great American chef with hands-on training from the American Academy of Culinary Arts. Sharpen your skills and learn the techniques that could help you find your place in this exciting industry. A culinary career could be closer than you think, and getting started is easy. The American Academy of Culinary Arts at PTI, where great chefs prep. Call 877-213-7402. That's 877-213-7402.
We've got 70% of the best brands.
And 100% of the best prices, because we'll beat anybody's price.
Because we're driven to be better.
And that's why everybody comes to Barrel.
Get the latest on your favorite football teams. Man, what a start to this game, Wolf.
What a start, my friend. We've got a 7-7 tie, and Penn Hills came out and bludgeoned their way into the end zone. And now you have Jordan Whitehead going 76 yards. What was the time?
12 seconds.
12 seconds.
But some of that was Johnny George coming down the line and pitching it to him, too. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, you had to rub about 4 seconds off just on the pitch.
Oh, great stuff. 2 touchdowns, completely different ways as Jugan getting set now to kick off. And he will pooch the short one and be taken at the 26-yard line. And this is Cody Allen, and Cody Allen stopped as he gets to the 35-yard line. Third member of our broadcast team tonight is Paul Alexander. Paul.
Well, guys, you remember putting the suits on last week? It felt a whole lot different. Well, Penn Hills took a trip from Penn Hills down to Cannon Mac in Washington County on school buses. It was hot. John Peterman said he lost 10 pounds on the trip itself. So today, well, they went in style. They chartered a couple of buses, had the air conditioning turned up, although it feels a whole lot nicer today. But the boosters picked it up. They traveled in style today, guys. Back to you.
Paul, thanks very much. I might have to look into the Cannon Mac bus diet. might be the way to go.
I'm the one that needs that.
Here's the give to Campbell up the middle, and Campbell is wrapped up and tossed backward, and Central Valley, that is Skylar Cron, who comes in and helps make the tackle with Preston Johnson. They are fired up after that Whitehead 76-yard run.
Well, this is what a great player does for his team. He lifts them up. Went after a 13-play drive. That was Penn Hill's scoring drive. You see him come out here, and they get after it. Jeremy Steffen, Preston Johnson. You got yourself big old Brandon Warwick in the middle, all 5'11", 230 pounds of them, but playing with low leverage, going against Mike Ames. That's a good clash. Two big, powerful dudes right in the middle of the line. Like seeing that, you know? A little slobber knocking in there. You get in there, you get a little grunge on, and you get after each other a little.
Well, it's an important part of the game, and of course, you're used to that part of the game.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, that's home, brother. That's home.
And you got to like these cooler nights after it's been so hot, if you're a lineman especially.
Absolutely. The fat boys can run tonight, man. You just you know, let your freak flag fly out there, man.
At the running of the Bulls this evening. Well,
yes.
This is very interesting. We have the official holding 3 footballs out on the field. They can only play with 1, so they're going to toss the other 2 aside, and they picked 1 out.
Yeah, I guess this is an option offense.
We talked about the 3-headed monster, but let's not get silly here. Now a fumble, turnover. It is recovered by Central Valley. There's Jeremy Steffen, who you were just talking about, comes up with a fumble recovery. And boy, you could feel a seismic shift here. Wolf in momentum right now.
I would say so. Right here, you got that. Here's the problem when you got the option. Sometimes you get confounded when you hand it off. Take a look right here. You got Billy Kisner right here, puts it on the ribs of Tayshawn Campbell, and that's not going to get it done. You got to put it in the belly. You can't get it on his ribs.
George rolling out. George looking, he's going to keep, cuts back inside, will pick up about 3, getting down to the 25-yard line. We didn't have time to give you Central Valley's starting offense. Let us do that right now as they get ready for their second drive of the game. Georgia quarterback Whitehead and Preston Johnson, B.J. Powell, Dante Lucci are the wide receivers. Jeremy Steffine, Fleming, Cussler, Cron, Conti, and May are the offensive linemen. And boy, that looks like John George. Is that George that's down in the field right now?
Yeah, he is, and he just did a like a front somersault, land on his back, and I don't know whether that's a cramp. It's be hard to believe he got a cramp on a night like tonight, this early. Get a look here, and it looks like he kicked up some dirt in that ankle. You know what happens? Sometimes you get that slip and you jack your ankle. Right, he plants. That's an awkward-looking plant.
It is. Now, he got up and walked a few steps, so he got about 15 yards across the field. But, yeah, they're kind of working on this now. Now, whether they will go to a different offense or whether they'll put Kavanaugh in there at quarterback, or Callaghan, I beg your pardon, in their quarterback. Chris Callaghan is the 6'2", 278-pound junior. Saw him warming up before the game. Oh, boy, that does not look good.
No, that's unfortunate. What a shame. John George, I was looking forward to him showing me what he got tonight. So much I've heard about him. It's a shame.
Yeah, he's really a gamer, and oh boy, that's
so many good things have been said about him. I was looking forward to seeing Johnny Football, as you were calling him earlier.
Yeah, we saw him obviously last year in the championship game at the AAA level. Came up a game short against West Allegheny and Bob Palco, and now George out and Callaghan is in the game. Chris Callaghan, the junior quarterback, will have to take over from here. And they've had some quarterback issues. George, some injuries, Nate Climo in the past, and they've been able to roll on, but a big task here ahead tonight. It's a give to Whitehead. Whitehead trying to get to the edge, and Whitehead is going to be strung out, and out of bounds he goes. May have actually lost a yard back to the 26-yard line as we take a look now at Penn Hills starting defense for the Indians. It's Sean Roy, Tyler Glanton, Mike Ames, and new name, Kevin Wyatt. Officially changed his name, was Hamden Wyatt, now Kevin Wyatt. Winbush Shafino, Johnson, Randall Posey, and Allen are the linebackers, Jones, Campbell, and Russell in the defensive backfield for the Penn Hills Indians. So 3rd and long here. The give to Johnson on the delay, looking for some room and not going to find it. Wrapped up, Emmanuel Johnson in on the stop defensively along with Christian Randall Posey, and now 4th down and about 6.
Well, you can see the action coming here. You got a little delayed handoff. Preston Johnson comes up, and that's a host of Penn Hills. Christian Randall Posey puts him down with authority.
So they're going to go for it here. Again, one of those situations in high school, too long for a field goal, too short to punt. Callaghan back. He's going to throw one. He's got a man wide open, and it is going to be a touchdown for Central Valley into the corner of the end zone to Joey Shively. And on a 4th down play, Callaghan with his first pass of the game coming in for John George, a strike to Shively.
Boy, you love this. Here we go. We got a good look at young man Callaghan, puts it up, airs it out, and you can see the catches the ball at the fingertips.
Wow,
fingertips to Shively bring it in. My goodness, and you think, boy, he might have aired that out a little too much.
Jugan with the extra point. It is up. It is good. And Central Valley, they get the one-play score. And then how about this play? How about Callaghan coming in off the bench? They've been able to give him a little bit of time because of the blowout natures of their victories. But this is a different situation altogether for him. And right on the money. And a terrific catch by Shively on the other end.
Boy, it was. And for him to maintain control of that ball as he does a little body bounce off the turf, that was pretty good stuff.
So after the fumble recovery by Steffine, it takes 4 plays on a 4th down play. A 24-yard touchdown pass from Callaghan to Shively. And the first lead of the game here for Central Valley was Penn Hills, who scored first. Central Valley has answered with 2 touchdowns, and they lead by the score of 14-7. So all kinds of drama early on in this game.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, and just when it was such a powerful, demonstrative type drive that Penn Hills opened with. You know, I mean, it was It was really, it was all phone booth, hand-to-hand combat in there with all the stuff going on. You got the option and the jet motion and that. And I love the guys just coming off and whacking and so forth. And you're thinking, man, 13 plays, they go 65 yards. It's pretty powerful. And then you come back and you got Jordan Whitehead covers 11 yards more in 12 seconds.
We saw our Air National Guard scoring drive, 4 plays, 28 yards, a touchdown. And Penn Hills now, they need, we talked about what did Central Valley need. They got that electrifying run from Whitehead. It seemed to completely change momentum, and now Penn Hills needs to get that momentum back from Central Valley.
And they need to do it, pronto. You got to get after it. You got a backup quarterback coming in just when you think, again, that the Dauber could go down on CV to get right back up because Callaghan came in and delivered.
Here's Jones in motion. Central Valley showing blitz. The ball is down again. Central Valley thinks they have it. They do. Another fumble recovery. This time it's Rocco Martini. And Central Valley a chance now to add another score following a second fumble recovery.
Well, Penn Hills is obviously unnerved. Take a look here. Billy Kisner gets it, and the snap is very poor. It's down around the ankles, and Kisner loses it. That's just a shame. You see this action coming right there, and that ball gets loose. Let me tell you something, that's like a greased pig on a night like tonight.
Central Valley showing a heavy blitz there. Maybe that rushed things and threw off the timing a bit. Here's the give to Whitehead. Whitehead, some trouble trying to get to the edge, and he's got nowhere to go. And he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. A big loss on the play. Christian Randall Posey was the guy stretching that play out.
And that's what you got to do with an excellent guy like Jordan Whitehead. You can't let him get north-south. Here, you got to get upfield, got to make him run laterally. And even running laterally and losing yards, Jordan Whitehead is fun to watch, Nice job, though, by Penn Hills, playing the edge.
I know what you mean. That's about the smoothest 6-yard loss you see, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Callaghan out to the flat. This is Dante Lucy, and Lucy is going to pick up some of that yardage. In fact, all of it back. Gets back right around the original line of scrimmage, maybe even a yard more. So that'll, again, a good chunk to pick up and make it third and a little more manageable here. 3rd and 9 now.
Well, that's what you got to do. You look over, does Callaghan got to find the soft coverage, get that ball out there on a now route to get yourself north and south with a little wide receiver screen.
3rd and 9 following a second fumble recovery for the Central Valley defense. Callaghan back, and whistle blows. Boy, it kind of came in a little late. Let's see what the call is going to be. That was sort of snapped and underway.
A little illegal procedure, maybe.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
5 yards, illegal procedure.
They proceeded illegally.
Yes, and they got the 7 back, and now they get 5 going back the other way. So this will be a 3rd and 14.
Well, Penn Hills wants to make a stand here, needs to make a stand. Things have been going against them ever since they put together a marvelous drive to open the game.
Callaghan back, rolling to his left, looking, firing, and boy, excellent coverage downfield. You want to talk about perfect coverage. Isaiah Jones made the break before B.J. Powell did.
Exactly. Take a look here. Got a little rollout thrown across his body, trying to square his shoulders. Callaghan delivers a fairly nice ball there, but again, Isaiah Jones showing exceptional coverage.
But when you can get around and underneath that as a corner, man, that is a great break on the ball by Isaiah Jones.
Especially you got a 6'4" guy in Powell.
Here's a 4th down. Is it going to be quick kick? No, they're going to go for it. Callaghan back, looking, firing over the middle, complete. Is it enough for a first down? It looks like it is to Powell. And Powell down at the 22-yard line. It will be a first down. Second 4th down conversion for Central Valley. We saw 2 by Penn Hills on their opening drive.
Well, it's a nice job. You're playing a little man coverage, forcing them inside. You got the safety. You need the safety to come up and make a whack, but Powell gets in between the corner and the safety. You can see he catches that nicely for a first down.
Here's a give to Whitehead off the right side, cuts back to the left. Whitehead makes another move, spins. Whitehead still on his feet. Jordan Whitehead is in for the score. Jordan Whitehead, a 22-yard touchdown run, and Penn Hills is on top. Or I beg your pardon, Central Valley is on top, 20-7.
Gadzooks, that's a triple Indy. Got a little half twist with a full rotation. I'd say the judges give him a 10 on this one. Watch right here, groundhog level coming at you. Jordan Whitehead, a little shake and bake, nice little spin, accelerates out of it, and runs into the end zone.
22-yard touchdown for Jordan Whitehead. Yes, sir, that was impressive stuff. Another false start here on the extra point attempt. But boy, Whitehead, his 76-yard run and that 22-yarder, almost as impressive, is showing all the abilities there, the shake and the spin and the speed. And
love it all, but young man, when you cross the goal line, don't wave at your opponent. You know, that's the big thing about it. Excellent high-class performer, but right there, you got to be careful because those refs, they'll throw the flag.
Yep, you'd hate to have a penalty in a big game in a situation like that. As Jugan's extra point is up, it is good, and the lead is 21-7. One more look at this Whitehead run. He has a 76-yarder, now this 22-yarder, both coming here in the first quarter at Sarge Albert Stadium.
Oh, you love it. What a great lead back block by Preston Johnson. Look at that. Spins around, accelerates. Boy, that's just pure athleticism. Love to see that. Young guys out here competing hard with great athletic ability and talents like that.
Let's take a look at our Air National Guard scoring drive. 5 plays, 33 yards. Took a minute 18. The Whitehead 22-yard touchdown run. Let's not forget that 4th down toss from Callaghan to Powell on a 4th and 14 to be able to pick up that first down.
How about our man Callaghan? Comes in, makes 2 big throws. Got the one off to the on the nice flag route up into the end zone there. Then on 4th down, comes across, throws it to Powell, making a nice in cut there.
He's the Callaghan man, huh? How about that?
I like it. He is indeed.
The junior coming in and really, boy, what a pick-me-up. I mean, you talk to Mark Lyons and his face lights up when he's talking about John George. Just one of those guys who's just a player. And to have him knocked out early in this game, but that guy right there, Chris Callaghan, has come in and done an excellent job. We have another whistle, and it looks like this is going to be offsides on Central Valley. Let's head downstairs to Paul Alexander with an update on John George. Paul?
Yeah, it's the dreaded high ankle sprain, a re-aggravation. He had some ankle troubles earlier this year. The trainer told me it could be worse, but probably done for the evening and maybe for a week or 2. I don't want to speculate, but it is a high ankle sprain, no fracture or anything of that nature. But certainly bad news, a game he was certainly looking forward to tonight.
Yes, indeed. 3 terms have grown into usage in the last, I don't know how many years. You got the high ankle, the sports hernia, and the polar vortex.
The polar vortex, they threw that one in there. Oh, boy, this one's going to skitter around and finally be gathered back at the 15-yard line. And this is Mathis, and Mathis will get out across the 30, right about the 30s where they're going to mark it. And the turnovers have obviously been a big, big issue in this game.
They are indeed. It's not a Baker's turnover. It's not cherry or, my favorite apple. But it's those dreaded turnovers that cost you points. And that's what we got right now. You see in the option game, you put that ball in the belly, but it gets lost right there. Bad snap coming out. You see CB is all over it. Penetration. Mistakes.
Jones in motion, another high snap. Here's Campbell with some room. Campbell will get out close to first down yardage on that first down run. Looks like he's going to be just a hair short. Well, I don't know. They're going to mark it now at the 40-yard line. They're going to say first down Penn Hills. So, again, we saw that impressive opening drive, and Penn Hills, I'm sure, wants to get back to that, shorten this game, get more physical, and obviously take care of the football.
Absolutely, Kinger. They just got to settle down. They showed they have the ability to come off and block CV, but they've been shooting their own toes off one by one the last couple series.
The give on the jet sweep, and this is Doswell, and Doswell is going to be stopped after maybe a half-yard gain. So that's Maurice Doswell. You can imagine, let's take a look here at this replay. You see Isaiah Jones going in motion so much, and boy, that ball's almost lost.
Yes,
there,
indeed.
Wolf.
You've got to have better handoffs. The handoff contact area, you got to get that ball into the breadbasket. And the running backs, Doswell and whoever else, has got to get the one arm up, one arm down, and feed it into that breadbasket. Secure the handoff.
That slot position, they move him in and out because these guys are sprinting across the formation on every single play. So they get a little tired out. Here's Kisner now with some room, and Kisner, boy, cutting in, lost his footing just as he got to the 45-yard line. He'll pick up about 4, maybe 5, and it'll be a 3rd and 5. But that's not going to happen until the second quarter begins, it would appear. Kisner over on the sideline, chatting things over. He's going to jog back in, but it doesn't look like there's going to be time to get this play off. So,
well, stay tuned if you expect Billy Kisner and John Peterman to pack up, go home. Ain't going to happen.
No, Penn Hills comes out with a very impressive opening drive to put themselves up 7-0. Since then, 3 touchdowns from Central Valley, up 21-7.
Attention Steelers Nation, are you ready to tailgate McDonald's style? Start with 2 legendary Big Mac sandwiches. Team them up with 2 tasty McDouble sandwiches, 2 medium world famous fries, and a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, all for just $11.99. Introducing the new Steelers Fan Feast. With this many McDonald's favorites for only $11.99, there's no penalty for excessive celebration. There's something for every Steelers fan to love at McDonald's.
At Trib Total Media, we do things right. We're the watchdogs in our neighborhoods, our region, and around the world. It's our responsibility to ask the right questions and tell every side of every story. We continue to invest in our award-winning reporters and photojournalists so they can bring it all to you. See for yourself, in print or online at triblive.com. The Trib, we do things right. Here.
Arby's is expanding your sandwich horizons. Welcome, Euro. Your traditional Greek seasonings tastefully spice our thinly sliced beef and turkey. Hello, tzatziki sauce. We honor you with correct pronunciation. Pillowy Peter, you are a bun from another mother. We welcome you, new Euro sandwich, with open mouths. Arby's, we have the meats.
We filmed 12 Pennsylvania kids who are all waiting to be adopted and asked them what having a family and permanent home would mean to them.
I want to be a part of a family who is loving, caring, and does a lot of activities.
People I can talk to when I'm depressed or mad or angry or sad, or even when I'm happy, when I graduate from high school in a couple days.
Visit adoptpakids.org to watch the video, meet the kids, and learn how you can become a foster or adoptive parent.
Even if I'm like 23 years old, keep caring for me.
At Sarge Albert Stadium in Monaca, Central Valley up 21-7 as we're getting ready to start the second quarter. We've seen a couple footballs on the ground. This is the jet fly sweep. Now, we had a chance to put the GoPro helmet on, this is a special camera, the GoPro helmet cam on Billy Kisner's helmet. Now, he's the quarterback for Penn Hills, so this is what it looks like for him with all this stuff going on.
Now, you can see why you might have some problems. I mean, take a look how quick and concise these handoffs are. They come quickly after the snap, and you've got to be able to hand that ball up or pull it out, and, you've got to secure the handoff. And, as a guy who could never hand off or take a handoff, it just looks pretty complicated.
Here's Jones in motion. Fake to Jones. Keep to Kisner. Kisner in big trouble. Kisner staying on his feet. Now Kisner back across the formation. Boy, had one more guy to beat, but Preston Johnson was not going to allow that to happen. He steps out of that one, Wolf. He might still be running.
Exactly so, and Billy Kisner battling to the end, but sometimes you got to know that discretion is the better part of valor. Right here, a little shake and bake and trying to bust free, get on the edge a little bit. Can't quite do it.
Noah Dipko back to punt. Jordan Whitehead back to receive. And most teams do not punt to him, and this one is going to be blocked. It is blocked, still loose, being battled for, and it is scooped up. It is taken in, and it is a touchdown for Central Valley.
Wow.
Man, they come up with a huge play on special teams. Joey Shively has the touchdown reception. Now he has the scoop and score after the punt block.
What a nice job, too. Shively coming in. Take a look here. All right, high snap. Punter's getting it away, and boom, you hear that dreaded double thump. That's got to make you double clutch if you're John Peterman. And right there, Shively coming along, showing the hands to scoop and score.
Yeah, Joey Shively, the big reception, and then he's got that one. The pickup after the punt block. Boy, Central Valley.
Astounding. I mean, right now, this is astounding a turn of events right here.
A rapid change in affairs for sure here in Monaca. Jugan to try the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, the kick is good, and Central Valley has extended their lead to 28-7. One more look as it looks like Dipko just kind of, for some reason it took him a while to get that punt off.
Well, he got his eyes going down to the line, seeing, uh-oh, you know, I'm off schedule, I'm not in rhythm, there's somebody breaking through, and it's kind of caused him to hesitate. Before you know it, you got the dreaded double thump.
Well, Central Valley has been a remarkable story since their first year of existence. They won, obviously, the WPIAL championship 4 years ago. In the 3 subsequent seasons, they've never done worse than gotten to the semifinals of the WPIAL. I mean, that is amazing. Now, it certainly helped that they had Robert Foster and now Jordan Whitehead, and for a couple of years, Foster and Whitehead together. That helps. No doubt about it.
Sure it does.
No doubt about it. But, you know, these two communities, Center Township and Monaca, coming together, it has been an awesome football program really since their inception.
Yes, it has. And Mark Lyons definitely doing a job at the head.
So Penn Hills, boy, we talked about how important it was for them to get something going. It is doubly important now, down 28-7. This one in the air is going to be taken by Cody Allen. Allen looking for some room right up the sideline. Here goes Cody Allen, one man to beat, and Cody Allen is knocked out of bounds around the 40-yard line of Central Valley. So, boy, they needed a big play, and Cody Allen came up with one for him.
Oh, they did indeed, and what a nice job. Take a look here. Cody Allen scoops that ball up, and he says, okay, I'm heading north-south, baby. Look out, the freight train is coming. And you can see right there just getting bumped a little bit, takes him out of bounds. But Cody Allen delivering on a big play to get a little mojo running for Penn Hills.
Down to the 38-yard line, the Indians call a timeout. Boy, a really nice block there by Sean Roy to make sure that he got that, you know, little scoot up the sideline there.
Well, you get a little wall return, try to turn create that alleyway along the outside. Cody Allen took full advantage of it.
Well, on a special Inside Pirates Baseball, see Josh Harrison's Magic Sports. Now, that's a great clubhouse, the Pirates clubhouse, but Josh Harrison is one guy that you pull for. Just a really fine young man. And
you love when you see somebody enjoying what they do.
And you know what? Here's the thing, too. He's got to be the only player in baseball. I mean, I remember, you know, reading stories about Jackie Robinson. You know, once you got him in a rundown, it was no sure out. He's like the only guy in baseball that it's no sure out when he gets in a rundown. It's incredible. Absolutely amazing. So I hope you see that special IPB. Back to pass. Kisner looking, and it is complete. Kisner hits his man down the right sideline, and that is, boy, a big gainer. I thought he stepped out of bounds, or I beg your pardon, stayed in bounds. That's Kyreek Stevens, who plays all over the field, and Stevens able to haul that in.
Well, what a nice job here. Billy Kisner goes back, sights his man, delivers the ball on the target, and what a nice grab by Kyreek. That was a nice job of getting them paws up there and securing the catch.
It looked like he did step out of bounds there, but I think the official missed it. Our camera's on the spot, but regardless, inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Kisner will keep it. Oh, is he popped? Whoa, big hit as Kisner got to the line of scrimmage.
Somebody just slam dunked Kisner, and we're going to get a listen to this one. Ooh, woof.
And that was Preston Johnson.
Should have known.
Yep, I mean.
Preston Johnson. If anybody's getting body bagged out there, you pretty much figure Preston Johnson's in on it.
We've got a personal foul. It's going to be against Central Valley, so it'll be a half the distance to the goal.
It's a dead ball penalty, right?
And mark it all the way down to the 3-yard line. So I did not catch what the penalty was. And they've still got it marked as 2nd down. There's Preston Johnson, outstanding linebacker and fullback. Here's Jones in motion. Give to Jones. Jones along the right side. Jones stumbles forward, and Jones is close but not in. They say tripped up as he got inside the 5-yard line, and it's going to be a 3rd and goal.
You know, you watch that jet motion. It's called jet motion because he's moving with some speed. And right there, nice job by CV to be able to stop him short of the goal line. But Isaiah Jones, man, you can see why sometimes there's a little bit of problems with securing the handoff, because these guys are coming by at a high rate, a high clip.
Well, the timing has to be there. It has to be quick. If you see it coming forever, then it's much easier to defend. So at speed, which makes it a problem, is also what makes it a bonus. And here's the give now to Campbell up the middle, and Tayshan Campbell bullying his way in for his second touchdown of the game. And Penn Hills has responded when they most needed to, Wolf.
Well, it started with Cody Allen getting the good kickoff return. Now you get down and you get to throw a good pass. Right here, take a look at Tayshan Campbell. There's no doubt about it. He's just putting his shoulder down saying, stop me if you can. That's a nice plunge there.
Yep, second touchdown run for Tayshan Campbell, who had 4 touchdowns rushing coming in. Adds 2 more to that. Here's the extra point. It is up by Nate Ferracco. It is good by Nate Ferracco, and the Central Valley lead has been cut in half. The Warriors up 28-14. Second touchdown run by Campbell.
Like they do. You can't hit like they do. What a play! You can't throw like they do. But you can get treated by the same team of sports medicine experts, just like they do.
It's very rewarding to see the results.
This place is on fire! UPMC Sports Medicine. We take care of the Steelers and the nation that follows them.
McDonald's High School football on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by First Commonwealth Bank, the official bank of the WPIAL, member FDIC.
Now you're doing that off a tablet. Does it ever go dark on you?
Oh, yeah. See, that's why I like paper. I mean, I'm showing my age, but I like paper.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That's why I would be a little nervous. Miss Christian hands it to you, and then you're looking at it. I'm wondering, does that ever go dark on you?
Well, okay, so you get the directions. You can get them on your phone. Here's our Air National Guard scoring drive. 4 plays, 38 yards. The Tayshan Campbell touchdown run, a second of the game. You can either print them out, or you can call them up on your phone or whatever. You know what I mean? And your phone will talk to you, say turn right here. I always print them out. Well, because sometimes you run out of cell zone, right?
There you go.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Here's the deep kick taken by Jordan Whitehead. Whitehead spins out and is taken down as he gets to the 23-yard line. So now maybe a little excitement here from Penn Hills, but Jordan Whitehead has given us all something to get excited about.
Oh, indeed. You see the speed. You see the acceleration. You see the great player that is Jordan Whitehead. Right there, takes that first pitch, 76 yards. Now here, a little shake and bake, a little spinnerooski. Athleticism, quick feet, great balance, excellent vision. Can't say enough good about Jordan Whitehead.
Averaging a mere 22.8 yards per carry thus far. Here's the give. Oh, boy, nothing doing there. As that was Mike Ames who came in with Tyler Glanton. Looks like Glanton, in fact, was the one who made the stop. Tyler Glanton comes in, great penetration, and a loss of a couple on the play.
Tyler Glanton says, you know what? Is going to bust up here. Look at number 5'5". Woof. Now that's some power. That's what you call just eating up the handoff.
And then we see Kyrie Stevens, has a reception on the one end and comes in and playing D-line on the other end. Callaghan back in the flat, complete. Out close to the 29-yard line, and the ball comes loose, but Dante Lucy was down, so.
Boy, that's tackling the catch. Nice job by Penn Hills. Take a look here. Callaghan drops back. Boy, I like this kid, Callaghan. Just goes back and throws that ball. Dante Lucy catches a little underneath route, and he's immediately enveloped by 3 Penn Hills guys. Most notably, Isaiah Jones right there.
And this feels like an important 3rd and 5. Then we'll whistle. And we get a timeout here, Central Valley. This feels like an important moment here for Penn Hills to try to come up with a stop.
It does indeed, because it seems like they've just kind of righted themselves, stopped the bloodletting, if you will. Let's see if they can carry it on, get a stop, maybe get themselves some more points here.
You know, you got to love Kyrie Stevens. I mean, how often you see this in high school? You don't see it in college or the pro ranks, obviously, but you know, you see it occasionally. But how often is a guy playing wide receiver and defensive line at the same time? That's not a combination that you use. Tight end and defensive line? Sure, we got a couple guys like that.
Right.
You know, we have Winbush Shafino, we have Stefine here tonight, but wide receiver and defensive line. I love that.
Well, you know, you love it because he's not a China doll. You know, that's the thing about it. As we used to refer to the wide receivers as China dolls back in our day.
Well,
which they used to honk off Lynn Swan and John
Sure. But I was talking to John Peterman about Kyrie Stevens, and he was saying, you know, okay, back up to, you know, nose guard, Kyrie Stevens, okay. Back up defensive end, Kyrie Stevens, I'm okay. Back up linebacker, Kyrie Stevens. I said, Coach, you said Kyrie Stevens a bunch. He said, he's just a football player. Puts them all over the field.
He's a tough guy.
Really likes the way Kyrie Stevens plays and really could use a stop here on this 3rd and 5. Callaghan back, rolling out, under pressure, complete underneath the Whitehead. Whitehead has room, and Whitehead out close to the 40-yard line. Then that is a first down, Callaghan to Whitehead on the 3rd and 5.
What a nice job of flooding the outside, running vertical routes to the outside, then stick Jordan Whitehead in underneath. Take a look, there he is. Now all the receivers that side have run go routes or crossing routes, taking the eyes of the Penn Hills defenders off that big flat area. What a nice job. Good play calling.
We get a sideline warning here.
Makes you think Mark Lyons knows what he's doing, huh?
Yes. Boy, what an impressive job
yes, he
he's
is.
done.
Terrific coach.
Penn Hills gets a sideline warning. Ball first down at the 40. Callaghan gives. And a short gain off the left side. This is Preston Johnson. Maybe got a yard out to the 41.
Whoa, how about Mike Ames showing the wrestler that he is? That was a thunderous tackle, little suplex action. Showing him, I wrestle. Take a look. Look at 5'2", coming in right here. There's Glanton just glancing off. Now Mike Ames comes up, got the grab. Now we go the belly to back suplex. Oof. That'll take the wind out of you.
That's 2 points in wrestling, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Out in the flat, complete to Lucy, and Lucy is going to get out to close to the 48-yard line. And again, setting up a 3rd and short for Central Valley.
Boy, you know, to have a young quarterback like this, junior, that is Callaghan, step in, throw the ball with authority, decisive. He's looked good.
And they've made no concessions in their offensive game plan, still up, getting the ball snapped and trying to get into their offense quickly. Pitch out to Whitehead. Whitehead looking to get to the edge. He's going to get there. Ooh, as he dragged down, horse collar tackle.
You can see that one coming.
Yep, Christian Randall Posey showed the speed to get there, but then the horse collar tackle is going to tag on 15 more.
Well, the problem is, whatever speed you're running at, this guy can run just a hair faster, and that's the angle you're left with. So Posey's got a real problem here. You're running out there, you get just a little flat, that's all you can grab, and what are you going to do?
They'll march this one off, and it's going to take it all the way down to the 33-yard line of Central Valley. So penalties, we saw that on the opening drive. Central Valley was penalized a couple of times. In fact, one of them on a 4th down play that gave Penn Hills a first down. So penalties have played a part so far in here this first half.
Absolutely. No question about it. This is unfortunate for Penn Hills. They had an opportunity to get a stop earlier.
Callaghan gives. This is Roberson, and Roberson, not much there. Good penetration. Roberson is hit for a loss of 3 back to the 35.
You know, Roberson's going back in the huddle going, how come Jordan doesn't? Why does it look like this when I'm carrying it? What happened when Jordan carries the ball?
Now Whitehead does have that 1 6-yard loss. So Penn Hills has made some plays here defensively, but
yes, they have.
Central Valley
could be consistent.
Yep, they've made a few more on offense. Callaghan back. Has time, looking, stepping up, firing over the middle. Oh my, too tall for B.J. Powell, who is spun down by Campbell. Man, is that tough. Going up like that as the legs cut out.
Boy, that's
just a little
hurt.
shaken up. Wow.
How about P.J. Paul? That's all right. I'm okay. Take a look at this. Callaghan drops back. He's got some pressure coming off right as he throws the ball, gets whacked. It's a little bit high.
Wow.
Boy, that's a full somersault.
Man, that is frightening.
Watch right there. Up, can't see it at the end, but oh my goodness.
Okay, Callaghan back, trying to set up the screen, but it is well defense. He's got nowhere to go. Now he's got men,
way downfield, yeah.
I mean, there's about 6 linemen. They only have 5 of them, but I think 6 of them are downfield.
Yeah, we're going to get a look at this. Now you got to count. 1 Missouri, 2 Missouri.
Yep, here they all come. And they just keep jogging. They just keep jogging. We talked about the running of the Bulls earlier. That was it again, I think.
One
hog was in the end zone.
On the offense, have penalties declined.
Well, they're going to turn that down, so it's going to set up a 4th down now. And an interesting point here, 4th and 12. Again, you're back at the 35. Do you punt this? Do you go for it here? We saw him go for it earlier. Don't forget Callaghan, that picked up that big completion to shot. I believe that was to Powell for a 4th and long, and they picked up the first down. They're going to go for it again here. So Callaghan back, looking, firing over the middle and into and out of the hands of Powell this time. But Powell normally very sure-handed, but Penn Hills able to come up with a key stop. They get the ball back, 6:34 remaining, down 28-14. You're watching McDonald's High School football on Root Sports.
Spectacular news, Susan.
That's right. It's the barrel clearance sale.
The clearance sale to beat all clearance sales.
We'll beat anybody's price.
70% of the best brands.
100% of the best prices.
Hurt on the job? Tired of dealing with the workers' compensation system? You may have a choice. If you've been collecting work comp checks for 4 months or longer, you may be entitled to a lump sum of money. You could collect a settlement for your future work comp benefits and medical care. To find out if a lump sum of money is a good choice for you, call my law firm now. Find out if you can get off work comp and get on with your life. For a free consultation, call 1-800-9-4-EDGAR. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
We've got 70% of the best brands.
And 100% of the best prices, because we'll beat anybody's price.
Because we're driven to be better.
And that's why everybody comes to Barrel.
Bob Walk, Jim Leland, and Doug Drabeck shared their memories from Game 1 of the Pirates-Reds 1990 NLCS. Hear their stories while watching the Bucks win their first postseason game since 1979. Sweet win in Cincy, Monday at 7 on Root Sports Classics.
Oh, who doesn't love getting yourself a little Bob Walk, Doug Drabeck?
I would invite younger fans who know Bob Walk as a color commentator on the Pirates games on Root Sports and on the radio to tune in and check that out and see Bob Walk. What a terrific big game pitcher he was.
Oh, absolutely.
There's Kisner on the keep. Kisner steps outside. Kisner looking at Whitehead now, gives him a little juke, gets outside, gets flung down or flung around. Actually kind of stayed on his feet there, but picks up first down yardage. Nice run by Billy Kisner out there.
Well, Billy Kisner says, I'll show you a little shake and bake. Right here, you got the fake. Okay, now he gets down there, shakes off one guy. Now, mano a mano, he and Jordan Whitehead.
Well, Kisner's a guy who they expect to be getting Division I offers a year from now. There's John Peterman looking on, and Kisner, probably like Whitehead, going to be a defensive player, but they sure are fun to watch on offense right now.
They are.
Kisner gives. This is Campbell. Campbell has room, and Campbell will pick up about 8 yards. Just beginning to look a little more like the Penn Hills we saw on that opening drive, Wolf, the last couple drives now.
All you've got to do is play error-free football. You've got to protect the ball. That's what really has been hurting Penn Hills. Got a nice handoff. Look how he secured that into Tayshaun Campbell's belly. Boy, he gets himself some nice downhill rolling mojo. Before you know it, he got a nice 8-yard run.
Yep, don't forget Central Valley has turned 2 Penn Hills fumbles into scores. That has been a big part of this game. Kisner will keep. Kisner to the outside. Kisner will step outside of a tackle and get down to about the 41-yard line. He'll pick up another first down here for Central Valley.
All right, now maybe Billy Kisner and the Penn Hills Indians have gotten the fumbleitis hiccups out of their system. Now we're starting to see that nice, smooth offense rolling like we did in that first series here. Secure those handoffs. Give your Hogs the ability to get in there and mulch some people.
Offensive coordinator Joe Knoll brought this offense over from Springdale. It's very similar to the offense that Auburn runs, except for the fact that they use that jet motion some 90% of the time. But Auburn doesn't use it as much, but again, very difficult to defend when they've got the timing right.
It's a little like a lateral wishbone.
Yep, and here's Kisner on the keep. Kisner stays on his feet. Kisner gets down to the 35-yard line. He'll pick up 8 more.
Well, we got a penalty here. Had a little scrum going.
Yeah, that was Randall Posey and Milladine.
Personal foul, dead ball penalty, unsportsmanlike, or personal
be against
foul?
Penn Hills. Let's see.
Personal foul. Dead ball penalty, personal foul on the offense, 15 yards from the end of the
Larry
line.
Leeper says the 15 yards are going to be marched back against Penn Hills. And you talked about the mistakes, Wolf. You talk about the fumbles, but this is a mistake too. Different kind of mistake, but a mistake nonetheless.
Letting your emotions control your body. When you do that, you hurt your teammates.
So instead of a 2nd and 2 down at the 35-yard line, you're back to a 1st and about 18.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, John Peterman's filling that young man's ears as well he should. You've got to control your actions.
And now Penn Hills wants to talk things over here, calling their second timeout here. We have the UPMC Sports Medicine halftime show coming up. Let's go downstairs to the preview and talk to Paul Alexander. Paul.
Well, Rob, it's become very popular. It's the Dan Potash announcement of our next game. That'll be in 2 weeks. That's coming up at halftime, as well as all the highlights and the stats from this amazing first half. I think we have a lot more to come in this first half, but you guys will break it all down during our UPMC halftime show, guys.
And the Dan Potash announcement, Paul, that's becoming a regular feature. Well, we lost Paul.
We lost Paul. He's off getting some halushki.
We'll have Dan at the half.
You know, Paulie's down there getting the halushki. I heard the halushki was really good here. Didn't get a chance. We went over there and had us some grape leaves. Oh, were they outstanding.
Tough choice. Both would have been the choice, but we didn't have time. So 2nd and 18 now after the play. So they run the 15 yards off. It's a dead ball foul. So it's a 2nd and 18. And Penn Hills really not. This is not really their forte. Now we have another whistle and another flag pre-snap. We've had a lot of pre-snap penalties here, Will.
Way too many. Way too many. And this is 3rd game into the season.
Prior to the snap,
the pre-snaps.
Wide out, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty.
Penn Hills is lined up offsides. And now it's 2nd and 23.
Yeah, I remember back in the day we were playing the Jets, and I used to like to jump guys. That means short set guys at the line of scrimmage. So I was 3rd and 10. I was lined up so tight I got called for offsides.
Really?
Oh, try to explain that to Coach Knoll. Everybody's getting back, and I'm lined up offsides. He looked at me and said, "Really?" Really?
Yeah, it's not something that usually happens to an offensive lineman.
No, normally it's about watching, making sure the helmet stays in the number of the center.
Right.
Because you're getting back. Me, I was just trying to short set.
Now, when you say short set, what does that mean?
That means cramming the line of scrimmage, trying to get my hands on him immediately. Immediately wanted to punch him.
Right. You didn't want to allow him that space.
Right. Didn't want to because, he was a head donker. He was a big bull of a man, and we like to get after it a little bit, so I was going to knock him out with a shot. Wouldn't you know it, I got way late by being a little offsides.
Sure, Chuck Knoll was not pleased.
No, he wasn't.
So here's a look at the Penn Hills program. They have not won more than 5 games since 2008. We mentioned 1985 grad John Peterman has taken over the last couple of seasons. They really feel like this is the year they kind of get themselves back to that Penn Hills prominence. You're so used to seeing Penn Hills at the top. It's hard to imagine it's been over 5 years. They had a tough opening round loss to Penn Trafford last year when Penn Trafford scored a touchdown with 23 seconds left in the opening round of the WPIAL playoffs. So Penn Hills feels like they're very, very close right now. 2nd and 23. Here's Kisner, quarterback draw. He's got room. Kisner makes a nice move, and Kisner gets across the 40 and down to the 38-yard line.
Well, that was a nice run by Kisner. Did a great job of finding the opening. Take a look here, Billy Kisner. Okay, got a little gap here, tucks it and goes. Yeah, he can run. Yeah, he's got some speed. A little shake and bacon. Jordan Whitehead throws him down to the turf. Little quarterback draw action. Just got to wait for them pass rushers to get upfield and split the seam and get after it and use that God-given natural ability.
16-yard pickup, and boy, was that a big one. That's going to set up a 3rd and 7 for Penn Hills. Almost imagine that this is 2-down territory here for the Indians. Man in motion is Mathis. Give to Mathis. Mathis wants to throw. Has a man downfield, and it is going to be incomplete. Flag comes in late. Intended for Squires. Squires appeared to have a step. And then a late recovery defensively by Central Valley, and we have a flag, and let's see what it's going to be. It looks like it might be in that interference area here.
Well, you can see already, you got the jet handoff. Now you got the throw, which is that's a great thing to do off that jet motion. Squires high pointing right there. Looks like got a little, Joe Shively was in on that, and somebody got there a little early.
So once again, penalties continue to be a big part of this game, much to the chagrin, I would think, of both coaches. So they're going to march it off. Again, this is not a spot foul like it is, at the NFL level. This is a 15-yard penalty, so they march it off and they get it down to the 24-yard line.
Get another look here. See Joe Shively rotating over from the safety position. You got a little push going on in there.
Yep, he got the hand. That was a really good call because he got that hand. Live motion, I wasn't sure, but he got that hand into the chest and gave him that shove just before the ball got there. Excellent call by the official. Here's Campbell trying to bounce outside. Campbell stays on his feet, able to pick up about 4 good yards. Looked like that was destined for nothing, but Campbell the good balance, and Penn Hills continuing to march towards the end zone.
Well, Tayshawn Campbell says, yeah, you know what? You can bounce these. He got bounced, but nice job of recovering and getting himself going after it north and south and gets himself a win on first down, or very close to it.
Jordan Henderson is checked into the game at left tackle for Penn Hills. Receivers split each way. Kisner on the keep. Kisner stepping outside, 1 tackle and getting inside the 15. Looks like it's going to be enough for first down yardage. Had to get inside the 14. Looks like he's done that, and Penn Hills will move the chains again.
Strict read option right here. Billy Kisner faking that handoff. Gets after it. Comes up to Shively. Makes a nice solid tackle.
First down at the 14. Penn Hills at one point up 7-0, at another point down 28-7, looking to cut this lead to a touchdown. Kisner gives to Campbell. Campbell up the middle. Campbell down to the 10-yard line. Good solid 4 yards on first down. And I think if John Peterman could have his cake and eat it too.
Which I always like to have.
We did see the cake across the street there, yes.
But we didn't get a chance.
No, we haven't had a chance to. We had the cake, we didn't have a chance to eat it. If John Peterman gets a chance to do both, he'd like to see a score and no time left on that clock, because we've seen Central Valley can score very quickly.
Absolutely. And, kudos right now to Penn Hills, because every time you felt like the game was just about to get a little bit out of hand, they fought back.
Absolutely. A game effort thus far by the Indians. Looking to add on here. Give to Campbell. Campbell bouncing off the left side is stood up. Boy, right at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes.
Guess who? That would be none other than Jordan Whitehead coming up. Take a look here. Tayshawn Campbell takes his ball, bounces out to the outside. Right there, grill to grill comes Jordan Whitehead.
Talk about squaring up, delivering a blow. They're going to give him a gain of a couple, and it's going to be 3rd and 4 at the 8-yard line. Have to get inside the 5 and down to the 4-yard line for a first down.
Tell me that didn't look like a linebacker filling a hole, 4x4 in the hole. Man.
Yes, a rapid stop.
Yes.
Rapid end of affairs.
That's what you call a dose of deceleration trauma.
And there's the timeout here called by Penn Hills. So a couple minutes remaining here in this first half. I think John Peterman is going to be unhappy about a few things. You know, a couple of turnovers. He's going to be unhappy about some of the penalties. However, if they score here, I think he's got to feel pretty good that all that could happen and you could possibly go into the half only down a score.
Oh, that would be tremendous for John Peterman, knowing that, you know, we came out, we set the tone. We went 13 plays. We went 60-some yards. We put it in the end zone, and then all of a sudden you got a little bit of unraveling, not so securing the handoffs, a little loosey-goosey with the ball. CV does a great job of turning around, getting right back up on top. But again, like I said, every time you felt like Penn Hills was hanging on by the proverbial fingernails, we're hanging on the knot at the end of the rope, you know, thinking maybe things are going to get out of hand. They fight back and they stay in the game.
It's either the UPMC Sports Medicine halftime show coming up with Paul Alexander in just a few minutes, but first on a 3rd and 4, it's Jones in motion. Jones has the ball. Jones looking, getting inside the 6-yard line, down close to the 5. It looks like he's going to be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. So it is going to be a 4th down play here. Clock continuing to wind. As we take a look here, Jones getting the keep on that jet fly sweep.
Well, you can see that they're not able to get the edge setter, and Isaiah Jones gets out there and runs underneath it. But, you know, Jordan Whitehead, as well as he can run, boy, does he come up and fill a lane, the run alleys.
And you can see why teams love him as a possible shutdown corner at the collegiate level. 4th and 2. Kisner. And it is knocked loose. Ball is still loose. Jumped on by Penn Hills, but penetration clobbering that play. It is Johnson one more time. Preston Johnson coming up with a big hit.
Boy, that's a collision you can feel all the way up here in the booth. Let's take another look at this. You got a little problem. You're not getting a clean handoff, and wow, Preston Johnson comes up and lays a lick on Tayshon Campbell. Take a look here. Wham! Boy, that was a serious hit.
I think Kisner saw that train a-coming, as Johnny Cash said, and tried to pull that ball out.
That train was a-coming, and his name was Preston Johnson. And then there was Whitehead in on it. You got Luke Kussler. You had several guys there. But Preston Johnson getting himself some real downhill action.
What an impressive linebacker Preston Johnson is, and now flag comes. We have an illegal substitution here
On the offense.
on Central Valley, but what a key stop. We talked about how important it would be for Penn Hills to maybe get one more score here before the half. Instead, looks like Central Valley has at least an opportunity to run out the clock, or do you try to maybe get something down the field? We'll see what Mark Lyons decides to do. We talked to John Peterman. I think it was Paul who asked the question, how good is this Central Valley team? Here's a handoff up the middle. And about a 7-8 yard gain in that first down run, and he said, hey, I think they're if they're at the quad A level, they're a top 5 team. This is a really, really talented, really good Central Valley team.
Well balanced. You got the superstar. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who wouldn't want a Jordan Whitehead?
Look at the old T formation here. Here's the give. It's getting to the corner. Here's Whitehead. Whitehead looking, heading upfield, crossing the 45, and now maybe you start to think about getting some more points here.
Well, essentially, you can go for the home run by handing off. You got right here, you got a little cross-buck action, and Jordan Whitehead just finds that open field. Got that great speed to get that giddy up going in the get along.
31-yard run by Jordan Whitehead. And how about that? How about this versatility? They go from the old T offense, which is about 70 years old, to the new spread, and they're going to call a timeout here. But boy, you talk about, it's actually Penn Hills who wants the timeout. I mean, the T, right, that's Sid Luckman. That's like the Chicago Bears from the 1930s and 1940s. And then you run that, and then you go right into the spread hurry up, which is 2014.
If you want to call it the Model T, it's a Model T with a Hemi engine.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Here's the prospect rankings for Jordan Whitehead. Called the 30th best cornerback in the country by Rivals, 22nd best by Scout, and certainly one of the top overall prospects in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's go inside the mind right now of Jordan Whitehead about his college decision.
I would say I do have a top list, and it would be Ohio State, West Virginia, Pitt, Penn State, and Virginia Tech. To look at Alabama is their depth chart is really full. It's like they get the most prospects. But Robert really doesn't force me to come down. He just, wherever my heart wants me to go.
I remember my top 5 list. I think it was Syracuse University and Swarthmore. That was it.
That was it?
That's my top 5.
You made a good decision.
Yeah.
And, Whitehead, talked about Robert Foster. Boy, he's about 4th on that depth chart down at Alabama. Boy, how good is Alabama when that's the case?
That's good.
And dropped off to Whitehead. Whitehead up the sideline. Whitehead to the 40, hurdles a man. Jordan Whitehead. Flag comes out as he gets to the 20-yard line. Wow.
You love those special moments when you see a special athlete do something that it just kind of goes, whew. Take a look here now. Again, we're running that little pattern right there. Oh, what a jump. He gets Ronaldo Nehemiah on him. Right here, take a look at that. That is something.
Wow. That
is Le'Veon Bell right there. Well, I'll tell you what, that's inches from disaster.
Oh, my.
You get nicked in the knee, you are doing a 360 and splatting yourself, but that's what makes great competitors great competitors. Pull the trigger on a high wire act like that, that's tough.
Unsportsmanlike penalty is called, and Jordan Whitehead said, wait, is that on me?
Say what?
Is that what it's called? Trying to keep player safety paramount in the forefront. Callaghan back, looking. Callaghan under pressure. Going to throw, has Whitehead down the field, and Whitehead, they're going to call this incomplete, and Mark Lyons and his staff are beside themselves that there was no interference call on this one. And we talked about the really good pass interference call before. Let's take a look at this one here.
Let's see. That's pretty much pass interference. Oh, and he almost one-handed it.
Wow, that's a tremendous vertical leap, almost a Whitehead-esque vertical leap by that coach along the Central Valley. He wasn't sure why that wasn't called.
Somebody got a vert there.
3rd and 2. Back looking over the middle to Powell, and Powell, boy, drilled again. He has taken some hard hits, and here comes another flag, and we're going to have a penalty here on Penn Hill. So it is at, between all the wonderful plays we've seen here tonight, Wolf, this has been a penalty-laden first half.
Yeah, it really has been. And if I'm P.J. Powell, I walk back to my quarterback and say, I am 6'4".
Yeah.
Head ball.
Okay.
Personal foul on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot.
Larry Leeper call, so they will march it off 15 yards. So 4th and back we've gone. And 4th again.
All right, coming at you. You know what? It wasn't a bad throw. It seemed to go right through the hands of Powell, and I guess they're going to call that defenseless receiver.
13.1 seconds left. Central Valley looking for more. We have another pre-snap penalty.
Zooks. These referees are going to have some serious elbow trouble.
Yeah. And looks like it's going to be against Central Valley.
Snap. Offense lined up in the neutral zone, 5 yards.
Well, more offsides penalties. And I think these are alignment issues, Wolf, more than anything else. Guys just lining up in the neutral zone here.
At some point you got to say, that's enough, fellas. We're killing ourselves here with these pre-snap penalties.
First down, 15.
And there are the penalties right now. Boy, that's a lot of yards. 126 penalty yards here in the first half. Callaghan back looking, tried to go back shoulder throw to Whitehead. It's incomplete.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't have a flag there. I thought I saw a twitch from the left tackle. I believe it was maybe Brian. I don't want to name him. You know what? We in the Hog Club.
Yeah,
we don't name our fellow
Where's
Hogs.
the Hog solidarity there?
Yeah, exactly.
You almost let it slip.
I almost did. Can't have that.
So now a 2nd and 15. Callaghan back, looking as all day, looking, now rolling out, and will throw to Whitehead. and it looks like it's going to be complete, hauled in. The old Fred Bolitnikoff catch, twinkle toes along the sideline at the 25-yard line, and we have another flag.
Oh, my. But I'll tell you this. I like watching my man Zeke May, all 6'3", 303 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry. He's lost weight. He's down to 296. But nice job of pass pro on that last pass pattern.
Holding.
We have the hold here.
Offense, 10-yard, spot foul.
Coach Mark Lyons was talking about May, and he said, you know, they were in spring drill, or they were in the fall drills, you know, the double sessions in the heat. He said, hey, Coach, this too hot. Too hot. I don't want to run around in this stuff.
I don't need this running here. Oh, he's a character. You'll love it. Look at, he's a big, ugly, one of the big shaggies.
Yep, one of your brothers, huh?
Absolutely.
Callaghan back in a fire. Intended for Powell, knocked away. And boy, Powell has had a rough first half.
I was going to say, you know what? Can I just run a little button hook?
He has taken a beating in this first half. And Central Valley, rallied by quarterback Chris Callaghan after the injury to John George. Some great performances individually by Jordan Whitehead, Preston Johnson as well defensively. And the Central Valley Warriors find themselves up 28-14 at the half. So a very good first half here by Central Valley as they head to the clubhouse here at Sarge Albert Stadium and into their locker room up by a score of 28-14. Paul Alexander is standing by down in the field, and he is with Coach Mark Lyons. Paul?
It was Johnny George very early on.
Kicking it to him. So Nate Farraco going to kick it off, and Whitehead's deep, and we're ready to go. And it is going to be Whitehead who's going to gather it in at his 9-yard line. Whitehead is going to be wrapped up and taken down right at the 20-yard line. Maybe got out to the 21-yard line where he's taken down by Kevin Wyatt. And this was a key injury early on at the quarterback position for John George. You can see this is the guy they call Johnny Football, their leader, and he gets the high ankle sprain, Wolf, on that cutback.
You could tell that was an awkward plant, awkward fall. Yeah, everything was a little bit goofy there. And then this young man, it's left to him, and he comes in, and he's just been doing a great job. Chris Callaghan getting the job done.
Callaghan opens the second half with Whitehead behind him. Johnson to the left. Give to Johnson off the right side, and Johnson will be taken down. Mike Ames in on the stop defensively for Penn Hills. And John Peterman sounds like he was fired up and wants his team to play some fired up, inspired football here early in the third quarter.
There's no question about it. He truly believes, look, we're killing ourselves, fellas. We got penalties, we got fumbles, we got all kinds of problems. We got to clean it up, straighten it out. We can be back in this game.
2nd and 8. Callaghan pitches to Whitehead. Whitehead cuts back up the middle. Whitehead will get across the 25 out to the 26. He is stopped there. Pickup of about 4 on that run. It's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Well, when you get a pitch out to a guy like Jordan Whitehead, you got to get an edge setter. That was Cody Allen from the Penn Hills Indians, getting up the field, turning them in. That's what you got to have, because you got to tackle this guy in bunches. You can't do it mano-a-mano. It's a little too difficult there. You got to get the boys and posse coming up, making the hit in groups.
Whitehead steps off the field in this 3rd down play. 3rd and 5. Callaghan back over the middle. Complete to B.J. Powell. First down for the Central Valley Warriors.
Now, what do you think? B.J. Powell had a little conversation with Chris Callaghan. Says, look, let's keep it low, okay? I've been hung out to dry a couple of times, too many in that first half, getting buttonholed pretty good. So let's put it in there low.
They took 3 solid licks, including one where he was upended, head over feet and knocked to the ground. And here's a short run off the left side after that 12-yard completion. It's Preston Johnson wrapped up by Emmanuel Johnson. Pickup of about 3 on that first down run.
Yeah, Manny Johnson coming up, making a nice stick on Preston Johnson. Wow, we got Johnson on Johnson.
It's a Johnson and Johnson, yeah. And here's that T formation look to give to Whitehead, and Whitehead lunging forward. Flag comes in behind the play, behind where the gain was to Whitehead, as he got out to the 45. But let's see what this flag's going to be. Kind of in that area where you expect it to be holding, perhaps, but we'll see what the call is from Larry Leeper, referee tonight.
Jordan looked a little upset with himself. Probably figured out it's killing my average.
It looks like it's going to be against Penn Hills.
Personal foul, face
Tag
mask
on
on a
to the end of
defense.
the run.
15-yard
Face
penalty,
mask going
first
on.
down.
15 yards, grabbing the face mask.
So John Peterman just cannot like this again. Another penalty. And you mentioned the self-inflicted wounds. And there's another one. 15 yards, so down to the 39-yard line. Callaghan brings Lucy in motion. Give to Whitehead. Whitehead spinning through the hole. Whitehead forward to the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 9 on that first down run.
Boy, that's just a nice spin move, taking that inside handoff. Take a look here. All right, you got Jordan Whitehead. Comes in, nice little spin. That's, you know, you can't teach that. You really can't. I mean, that's God-given right there. Have a feel, spin back, and protect that ball.
Oh, upended. Good run, good strong hard run by Preston Johnson. Gets inside the 20, picks up a dozen yards down to the 19, and another first down for Central Valley.
Well, Jordan Whitehead is the pure athlete that Preston Johnson's just a banger right there. You know, he kind of runs to contact.
Here's the give, second back. Sprinting to the outside is Roberson. Roberson will get down around the 15-yard line, so another pickup of 4 and showing that old T formation wall.
T formation, take a look at it. 3 across the backside. You got a little fake, now you got to get Roberson out on the edge. Can't turn it up. Isaiah Jones makes sure. Doesn't get any further.
They give to Johnson. Johnson staying on his feet. Johnson down to the 10-yard line, close to the 10. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 11. It's going to be about a yard or so short of the first down.
Well, coaches will tell you, you want to come out fast at the beginning of the game, and you want to come out fast in the third quarter. Right now, CV is really having its way. And again, you know, John Peterman talked about got to clean it up, got to get rid of the mistakes, but the mistakes are still here in the second half.
Here's Whitehead stood up in the hole, and Whitehead keeps the legs moving, and because of that second effort, it looks like he's going to have enough for a first down.
Looked like a rugby scrum, didn't it there?
It sure did.
Boy, you just get in there. You know, people say how complicated football can be. Really, that's the basic element. You just put your head down and put your shoulder to it and push.
T formation, first and goal from the 8. Here's the give. It's to Johnson. Johnson off the left side, and we have a couple of flags coming in late.
That ball came out.
No, it's late. It's a fumble. I beg your pardon. So the ball came loose, and it looks like Penn Hills has recovered. It'll be Penn Hills football. Boy, did they need this.
Well, it's a straight dive. Preston Johnson doesn't get the ball at all. Never got there. You got Christian Posey or Randall Posey coming down there and making the recovery. Right here coming at you. You can see that ball is loose right from the get-go.
A great job by Randall Posey, able to see that, spot it, and get there almost instantaneously. Mathis in motion. Keep to Kisner. Kisner, oh boy, did that end quickly. And guess who? Jordan Whitehead over there in a hurry to stop him after a short gain.
Indeed. Tayshawn Campbell takes that handoff, cuts outside. Jordan Whitehead comes up, drops him to the turf. Well, that was a big stop for Penn Hills. Fortuitous turnover. Now they got to take advantage of it, Rob. They got to be able to get some at least be able to drive this to midfield, get some points.
Well, it's been more of a grinded out offense too, so the clock is going to begin to work against him here. They have to take advantage of these. And now Kisner on the keep off the left side. Kisner out close to first down yardage. Looks like he's going to be again just a little short out at the 18. It'll be a third and about 1.
You gotta watch this from linebacker level because it's extremely difficult to watch. Is the handoff made or is it not? You know, if you're playing linebacker, being able to keep your eyes on that quarterback, see the exchange, make sure that you fill your run gaps. So difficult when you've got good ball handling.
Sometimes when you're playing announcer, you miss one too, like I just did on the play before. Thought Kisner had it, he gave it to Campbell. Yeah, tough to see, and can make that defense indecisive at times as well. Here's the give on the jet sweep. And Cody Allen will pick up the first down. Well, they already had the first down. I beg your pardon. So it's a 5-yard gain on that run. So they said the run by Kisner was enough for a first down, so they do move the chains. That's the first step, right? On any drive, you got to get that first down.
You got to get that first down, then you got to get that second first down. Rolling the chains, get that rhythm going. That's what you need. To do that, though, you got to be aware, listen in the huddle, know your snap count, eliminate the mental mistakes.
Kisner on the keep. Kisner up the middle. Will pick up a couple off the left side, get out to the 28-yard line. You can see the clock continuing to roll. Again, we saw that opening drive was 13 plays, 65 yards. Very methodical. We know they have athletes. It's not like they can't break through, although very difficult when you have Whitehead on the back end.
No question about it. You've got to be methodical. It's not like they have a passing game that really is superior. You know, Billy Kisner could throw the ball, but, you know, the meat of this offense is all about the read option with the jet motion.
Kisner gives to Campbell. Campbell cutting back. Nice move by Tayshan Campbell, staying on his feet, lunging forward to the 40-yard line. So a hard-earned 11 from Tayshan Campbell.
Well, you like to see that extra effort from a young man. Take a look here now. Faking one, you give to another. You got Tayshan Campbell here. Nice little cut up inside. Drop the shoulder, but keep those legs pumping. That's the way to go.
We do have an injured Penn Hills player down. We'll update you on that. And it looks like it's Tyler Glanton who's down, a two-way starter. So we'll try to get you an injury update. Central Valley leading 28-14, 5:57 remaining in the third.
Oh, he would be a real loss. This young man, Tyler Glanton, two ways.
With over 2,500 vehicles available, Day Automotive makes car buying quick, easy, and fun. See them all at dayauto.com.
We'll not only make your day.
And here we go. The punt is taken by Powell, and Powell will call for the fair catch back at the 33-yard line. So Central Valley will take over there with a first down at their own 33. Well, right now, you know, Wolf, when you look at this game, definitely, we talked about this, the clock is the ally for Central Valley. So they can go ahead and afford to exchange some punts, especially because we've seen, you know, Penn Hills, when they've had some offense, it's been on those sustained clock-consuming kind of drives. Now, 3:23 remaining. So, you know, you're thinking about a couple of first downs here. It's just going to dig Penn Hills a deeper and deeper hole.
Well, they got to shorten the field for themselves. That starts with playing good defense, backing up the opposition, making them punt from deep within.
Roberson, good 8-yard pickup on first down out to the 41.
Yeah, and then on one handoff here, you got CV is already out to their own 41. That's not exactly called shortening the field.
Nope, and huddling up now, too. They've been a hurry-up kind of team, but slowing things down just a little bit, going to that T again. And it's Preston Johnson bowling forward across the 45, near midfield out to the 48-yard line.
That's just nice, powerful running. Preston Johnson coming off. You know, you got that offensive line. You got a young freshman, Preston Cron, playing at center.
I want to ask you about that offensive line in a moment here, but quickly to the line of scrimmage. Give to Johnson again off the left side. He'll pick up a couple. Now, this is a team that had 6 starters back, a couple of key reserves from a team offensively that got to the WPIAL championship game a year ago. The problem is along that offensive line, only one of those 6 starters coming back is on that offensive line. But they are certainly looking like it's a unit that's come together quickly for Mark Lyons.
No question about it. The offensive line's been going after it. You can tell when you got to have an exceptional back, too. It's not like you got to hold your block an exceedingly long time. Jordan Whitehead makes it a little bit easier being offensive lineman in that offense.
Ooh, Callaghan almost intercepted by Ben Ingram.
Boy, that would have been a nice one for Penn Hills. That's how you shorten the field. Maybe take that, even a pick 6, or get yourself a nice return. Take a look right here. Callaghan dropping back. Plenty of time. Zeke May driving his man to the ground, but right there. Nice pass breakup. That's an opportunity to flip the field.
3rd and 8. Callaghan back. Under pressure. Hit as he throws. It is complete. B.J. Powell goes up in traffic. Makes a tough grab. And how about the throw on the other end by Callaghan, who was hit hard as he released it.
Take a look here. You got Callaghan right there, takes it right in the grill, but what do you got? B.J. Powell going up, double coverage, making the catch.
25-yard pickup from Callaghan to Powell. Give to Roberson, and Roberson is wrapped up and taken down. Kevin Wyatt in on the stop, a loss of a couple on the run.
Well, I tell you, B.J. Powell, I look at him and I see Derek Moy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at the young man and you think, wow, you know, he's got that size, and I don't know, he just kind of reminds me of Derek.
Good hands, very good route runner, B.J. Powell. Roberson lost a couple on that first down play, 2nd and 13. Here's Whitehead. Whitehead off the right side. Whitehead stays on his feet. He'll get the 3 lost and a couple more back as we approach the 1-minute mark remaining here in this third quarter.
Yeah, you can tell it running behind the big beef eaters. You know, that's Nate Conti, number 53. Zeke May, 6'3".
And a faultily listed 303, right? Yeah. As you pointed out, 296 he is proudly now.
Absolutely. And man's so lean he can only fit one stripe on his pajamas. He's a battler, though.
Looking, fires over the middle, complete. And inside the 5 and down to the 3 is the tight end, Jeremy Steffine.
Boy, Jeremy drops his shoulder there. Take a look, got a little crossing route here. You got Callaghan just hanging in the pocket, delivering the ball, waiting for Steffine to clear coverage. Drops that shoulder.
Going to say he got banged out of bounds right at the 5-yard line. That 19-yard pickup, 1st and goal from the 5. Are they in? Yes, touchdown, Central Valley. It's Preston Johnson, lost his shoe, but gained the end zone. And it looks like he's got a little bit of a cramp there is what it was. That's what he was reaching for. It looked like maybe a little bit of a cramp, but Preston Johnson in, and Central Valley now has a 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, he's going, sure, everybody's patting me on the back. I'm cramping up here. Help me off. Don't run away right here. Wow, that's the way to finish off a run, reaching out.
And the way he's reaching back, I thought maybe he lost his shoe, but had what we are assuming now is a calf cramp. And guess what? Another offside penalty before the snap.
How many have we had of those?
A lot of pre-snap penalties. I mean, you know, and again, you talked about this earlier. In week 1, okay, but by week 3, you'd like to have a lot of these things cleaned up.
Yeah, you do. You really do. That's going to drive any coach crazy. Pre-snap penalties.
And this is Zach Peedy, the junior, on to try the extra point this time around. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And Central Valley, late in the third quarter, on a 5-yard touchdown plunge from Preston Johnson, has extended the lead to 3 touchdowns.
Well, it's just a handoff, and Preston Johnson's going to get behind those Hogs. You see the rampaging Rhino, that is Zeke May, driving his man out. Preston Johnson finishes it off.
Our Air National Guard scoring drive, 9 plays, 67 yards, 2 minutes and 51 seconds. You see, you're pointing out there, Johnny Football back there on the crutches.
John George,
high
what a
ankle
shame.
sprain.
Yeah, I hate to see young man have to sit out.
You take a look at what Central Valley has done in the WPIAL. They open up with Montour and then Blackhawk, and they've been putting up a bunch of points. And in fact, they're 3rd most in points behind Clairton, who's been going crazy again.
Of course.
Yep, West Allegheny. We know all about them and Bob Palco's squad, and there's Central Valley, 3rd most points through 2 games in the WPIAL. They're making their point, huh?
Yes, I would say making their point. Oh, that's good. Did you come up with that?
No, it was right there in the graphic. I got Mark to do the math. I got Tom Thomas in there to do the graphics. Right?
Beautiful.
Takes a village sometimes, Wolf, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what do you do?
That's an excellent question. Here's a kickoff from Brendan Jugan. Jugan will squib it. And he picked up at the 25-yard line. And up to the 35-yard line. So decent little run back there by Emil Frazier.
There you go. Get out there, get your Udi a little dirty.
Hard to get it dirty on the turf, you know?
Well, it is. It is, you know.
Metaphorically dirty.
Metaphorically, yes. We have to go metaphors. What's football become when you got to speak metaphorically speaking for
dirt?
Yes.
Yeah. So the third quarter winding down as Kisner brings Penn Hills to the line of scrimmage. He'll look to throw. Fakes. Heading up the field. Ooh, nice move. And Roberson will finally tackle him. He gets across the 40 out to the 41. Nice nifty pickup of about 6. Kisner just has great feet, doesn't he?
Oh, he does indeed. Now he's looking down the field. No, check down, gotta go. He can feel that clock running out in his head. Says, "Yep, I gotta get my horse here."
Yep, a tough guy to get down on the field. And Central Valley has scored the only touchdown here in this second half. They pick up the Preston Johnson 5-yard touchdown run. They're up by the score of 35-14 as we head to the fourth quarter. Sports is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Trib Total Media. Get it right now. Call 1-800-909-TRIB to subscribe or visit us online at triblive.com. The cheerleaders, the bands, always a big part of high school football.
Food and fun. That's really what it amounts to. You know, the cheerleaders are always a big part of it. You know, you get the family out there, get some good grub. Oh, yeah. What's not to like?
Mathis in motion, ball on the ground again, picked up by Kisner, and he is met rudely at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and again, we've seen the ball on the ground a bunch for Penn Hills. We've seen the penalties mounting. There's plenty of things John Peterman's going to want his team to straighten out here.
Well, you can see, the ball hits the turf again, and there's Brandon Warwick. That's not really someone you want to meet while you're picking up the ball. No, Brandon Warwick getting in there and dropping Kisner.
3rd and 5. Kisner back. Looking, throwing, and incomplete, intended for Kyrie Henderson, and that'll be a 4th down.
That looked pretty much, it looks all set up.
Stevens,
got a good pocket.
Kyrie Stevens here.
Yeah,
just a little too
just
far
a little
for him.
too far for him.
Noah Dipko will drop back into punt formation.
John Peterman's going to have a long laundry list of things that he's going to want to talk to his boys about to meet up for films.
Shively back to receive. Dipko lost the handle. And Noah Dipko has lost the football. So the second time a special teams turnover, Preston Johnson in there to recover that one. And so, you've got the penalties, you got the turnovers, and now the second time on special teams that they've turned one over.
Oh, my. You can only feel for Noah, you just got to know that's got to be a bad moment, having that ball bounce off your helmet like that and knowing that you got some people breathing down your neck.
So now Central Valley coming out and trying to deliver what might be a knockout blow here to John Peterman and Penn Hills. Now, he had no doubt that his team would have their hands full today, but I think what he's got to be discouraged about is just that they've never really given themselves a chance to be in this thing.
Exactly. That's the big deal. How much did you take away from your ability to stay in this game and have an opportunity when you have as many fumbles? How many fumbles have they had, Mark?
They've had 2 fumbles, and then that's a 3rd fumble. They've had a punt blocked. They've had some fumbles that they themselves have had to pounce on and recover. 1-yard pickup by Roberson off the left side. I've not seen a whole lot of Jordan Whitehead here in this second half.
Well, we're seeing more Ryan Roberson getting a little chance for some action here.
Callaghan back, looking, firing, and here comes the flag in late.
Oh, you're going to hit Isaiah Jones probably with a little.
Yep, they had Kurt Reinstadler running that seam route, and I think Jones got caught a step behind and kind of got the hand in the hip there.
Well, they're going to start flagging like crazy in the pros. Probably going to see it at high school.
Yeah, it seems like that's been less once the games have started for real here.
On
to
the
get
defense.
the call here
Half the
from Larry
distance to the
Leeper.
goal, first down.
You have to tell the Steelers that after last night.
True, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a struggle.
And it was just kind of, we caught the tail end of that as Jones kind of got him wrapped up a little bit. There's Jordan Whitehead over at the Central Valley sidelines. Looks like he's trying to maybe get loosened up a little bit here. First down from the 11. 10.5 minutes remaining here, fourth quarter. Whitehead a couple of beautiful touchdowns already. T formation here for Central Valley. They give to the fullback Johnson, and Johnson is hit in the hole by Christian Randall Posey and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Posey is no poser. Boy, he gets a downhill run and comes out and slobber knocks a shot on Preston Johnson, and that's saying something when you turn that man around. Yep.
Looks like we have another down player here for Penn Hills, and that is Christian Randall Posey. We're going to take a break right now with Central Valley leading Penn Hills by the score of 35-14 in the fourth. Allegheny here tonight. Penn Hills trying to get themselves back in this game, down 21 points. Give off the right side to Campbell. Campbell will pick up just a couple. I think right now John Peterman would just like to see them establish a good positive drive. Look, you can't get all 3 scores back at once, but even before you think about 3 scores, I think he just wants to think about this team executing. It's a non-conference game. Let's start setting things for the rest of the season right now.
Exactly so, like we came out doing. That 13-play drive right at the beginning of the game just really looked great. Then after that, they just had a lot of self-inflicted wounds. So get back to what they were doing at the beginning of the game.
And this is Mathis, who has checked into the game at the quarterback position, and Mathis will lose a yard or so under pressure. Malik Mathis comes in, plays some receiver, some other positions for the team, and he's going to head out. Well, he's going to run over and get the play, so he's going to get a little time here at the quarterback position. Mixing things up a little bit. They've got the fine quarterback in Kisner, and now Mathis will get a little bit of time.
No gain, third down, 7.
Billy Kisner, you can see what a great athlete he is. You can see what he can do out there, but I would expect maybe they're going to have to air it out here a little bit more. Wow.
Boy, the blitz getting through that line, and Preston Johnson, he has been so impressive. We've seen him some big games over the last few years, and boy, what a good football player. Put on 10 more pounds of muscle in the offseason, and this guy's just a good player.
You just watch right here, coming off the edge, does what you're supposed to do when you're, in that line of sight. Get your hands up. He even times it just very nicely, gets up, knocks the ball down.
The Dipko back in punt formation. Jordan Whitehead back now to receive.
Adventures in punting.
Dipko able to get this one off. Whitehead's going to let it bounce. It is going to take a nice forward roll here for Penn Hills, rolling inside the 35-yard line and all the way down to the 33-yard line before it's down there. We talked about Central Valley losing last year to West Allegheny, getting to the championship game for the second time in their 4 years. They get to the AAA championship game, and they get this touchdown run from Preston Johnson. A 1-yarder gave an early 6-0 lead over West Allegheny, but Bob Palco's squad would rebound to beat Central Valley by the score of 16-6, as Bob Palco became the first coach to win 7 championship games. West A became the first AAA team to defend its title since Thomas Jefferson won 3 straight from 2006 to 2008.
Who doesn't love Bob Palco, though?
And I'll tell you
He's
what,
a hoot.
You could, there's the jet sweep here. Here's Whitehead looking for some room, and
somebody had hold of the jersey there.
Gets out to the 39.
They were letting go.
Hanging on for dear life. But, you could slice off the field pretty much at both hash marks for Bob Palco, and he'd be just fine with that. I mean, the way they have just been going to that. Really, basically, it's they can call it the Wildcat, whatever they want. It's basically, Wolf, the old single wing.
That's it.
Football. We're going to smash it right down your throat.
It's fun to watch, too. You get a couple of lead backs, go up after the linebackers. It's all about who's going to defeat the block in front of them and who's not.
Here's Whitehead up the middle. Whitehead, more room getting out to the 49-yard line. So Whitehead got a little rest, Don't know if he had some cramps or any other issues or just getting a little time off, but looks fresh and ready to go here.
Well, just got a little counter. He just does what he does best, just run the daylight and drag people with you.
You know, and he is, you know, we saw him earlier after the touchdown run, you know, the tight shot him down on the bench. He is a large young man. I mean, you know, he looks maybe a little slighter because he's so smooth and fluid, but, you know, he's a powerful young man, for sure.
Oh, he is indeed. You know, you
Preston Johnson.
You gotta have some ham hock power if you want to run a 4.4 40 like this young man.
Whitehead 12 carries, 161 yards, of course, aided by that 76-yard touchdown run.
Nice way to start off on your first carry of the night.
Yeah, Mark's tired with the math, but I can tell you 12 carries for 161 yards is more than 10 yards a carry.
He's giving you high signs behind you, Kinger.
Tell me 13 yards per carry. Ish. Go ish with that. And off the right side. Ooh, boy, good hard form tackle by Malik Russell.
Wow, now that was something. I mean, take a look at this. All right, you hand it off to Jordan Whitehead. Gets outside, and Malik, wow, that's the way to plant him.
5'10", 175-pound senior Malik Russell, one of the top defensive players for Penn Hills.
Well, that is textbook tackling.
Yep, that's Malik like Russell there, huh?
He looked like Johnny Appleseed planting on Arbor Day. My goodness.
A 3rd down and 6. Give to Johnson up the middle. Not much doing there. He's going to wriggle forward a little bit before he's brought down. A lot of guys in there, among them Cameron Richardson and Randall Posey in there as well. So it's going to be a 4th down. And back to punt will be Preston Johnson. I believe his first punt of the game. Central Valley has not had to kick one away yet as Mathis goes back deep to receive. Oh, Johnson just pounds one. Oh, what can't this young man do? This one goes into the end zone, but and a 45-yard punt. You know, we got a flag here.
Boy, what a surprise.
Yeah, it has been something that has marred this game for sure. We've seen Preston Johnson come up with turnovers. We've seen him run the football. We've seen him make tackles. Now we see him punt.
Talented young man. There's another. Mark Lyons got to be feeling pretty good about his team's performance tonight.
Yep. What a great job he has done at the school here. I mean, again, the two schools merged, Monaco with that, you know, that great football heritage. Of course, Center Township as well, and the two schools come together, and nobody's really sure what's going to happen. How's it going to work? And then, you know, part of it, what brings the school together. We've talked about this.
Ride for John Peterman, knowing as he's, you know, you have that loop in your head of the bad plays. It'll just be clicking off in your head, you know. And I know John, the competitor that he is, he's going to be sitting there running that loop in his head going, wow.
Here's Roberson, the run, bouncing it outside. Ryan Roberson picks up 1st down yardage. And, you know, Paul Alexander had the story about the, you know, the bus ride and how long it was coming home from Cannon Mac and getting caught in the tunnels and the heat and all that stuff. So they have those nice Myers coach line buses now, that, you know, nice and comfortable and stuff. I'll bet you that Cannon Mac ride home after a win was better than the one tonight in the air-conditioned buses is going to be going back to Penn Hills.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating because, again, you know that Penn Hills has the horses. You know that they got talent, but you just you misfire that many times.
Yep.
You know, you got no toes left.
Especially against a top-quality team like Central Valley. T formation again. Callaghan going play action, going to loft one, and Callaghan just a little too far for Stefan. And boy, give Russell credit because, you know, Central Valley's been running the ball, and your temptation is to sneak up, and Russell stayed at home and made a good disciplined football play there.
Oh, very much so. Like you said, that temptation, get up there because you just want to go whack somebody. especially if you're on the frustrating end of a 35-14 score. But Malik Russell just holding true, reading his keys, gets back in coverage. Nice job, Malik.
2nd and 10. Into the fullback up the middle. There's Johnson, and boy, that pile just keeps moving forward. And they still haven't blown the whistle. Now finally there it goes after about a 4-yard gain. Boy, there's carnage all over the field, and now a late flag coming in as well.
Oh my. That's going to be another self-inflicted wound, and Tyler Glanton's down.
Penalty on the play.
Second time we've seen Glanton down there.
Yeah, he's twitching down there. You got the pain twitch. That's here
tonight. Here's the give, second back through, and across the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line or so. Central Valley continues to move the ball, and the
well, it's about running out the clock now.
Ben Barillero, who gets in, and nice to see you get a senior in here and a chance to get him on television as well. So Ben Barillero comes in, gets the call, and these guys are worked hard their whole career. You're a senior, maybe you're not a starter, but you want to get out there and help your team contribute. And
absolutely.
Barillero remains in the game. He'll get the call off the left side, and will be driven out of bounds as he nears the 5-yard line. Let's head downstairs to Paul Alexander. Paul.
Well, Rob, I'm not sure. I was keeping stats. I think that was the only time we've had consecutive plays without a penalty or an injury, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it seems that way, and I think both coaches would probably like to see this cleaned up. I mean, but here's the thing again, right? It's like the Steelers after week 1. Mike Patton said, you'd rather be talking about cleaning things up after a win than a loss. Of course, the Browns lost to the Steelers, and I think right now you'd rather be Mark Klein say, we got some things to clean up, but we did win the ball game. We did get to 3-0.
And we did win rather handily.
Yep.
And for Coach Peterman, it's another story.
T formation. Give to Preston Johnson. Johnson squares the shoulders, gets down close to first down yardage. I beg your pardon, that's Roberson on the run.
He's back up. He looked like he was cramping a little bit a few plays ago. Right here, bouncing it to the outside, taking a lick.
It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards or so. Roberson kind of hobbling off as well.
Yeah, he looked like he was having some cramps a few plays back. Got the issue of having cramps. How can you have cramps out here in this cool weather?
Well, cramps, and it's been plenty physical out there too. It's been a good, hard football game. Give to the second back through, and he is going to be stopped, and it's going to be stopped short, and it looks like Penn Hills is going to force a turnover on downs here, so a good defensive stop by the Penn Hills Indians.
Well, it's hardly a rallying point now, but the fact is you needed it. You're looking for something positive to finish the game up on, and right there.
That's Jordan Henderson who came in, and the guy who came in for Henton has done a nice job playing offensive and defensive lines and getting some congratulations. There's Tayshan Campbell coming in. He's our McDonald's player of the game for the Penn Hills Indians. 2 touchdowns, and Tayshan Campbell's got them both. 161 yards rushing and 39 yards receiving for Tayshan Campbell. Those are the numbers for Whitehead. I thought they were, but there they go. 6 carries, 77 yards for Tayshan Campbell. That sounds more like it, right?
There you go. I think you got it right.
2 touchdowns. And that gave us a little hint of who might be the McDonald's player of the game for Central Valley. You got a guess?
Well, let's see. Would his initials be Jordan Whitehead?
I think those are his initials, yes. And I think that those numbers we saw are going to reappear. There he is. There's Jordan Whitehead. And there's 161 yards rushing and 39 receiving, so that's 200 total yards. It's a nice 76 and 22. Here's the keep. This is Mathis. Mathis getting outside. Mathis to the 20. Mathis crosses the 40, crosses midfield, stays on his feet. Boy, juggled the football, then caught it before he was finally chopped down. And it was Kyle Vreen who caught him, but how about Mathis with that long run, and then, almost lost another one, but Malik was able to get it back in his own clutches again.
For a moment, I thought we were watching Australian rules football where they got to dribble the thing every so often, and right there, a little bobblation, but good for Malik, pulls it in. Good job.
59-yard run for Malik Mathis.
First and 10, Penn Hills ball to Central Valley, 38.
Alon Smith, the man in motion. Smith crosses the 40 down to the 35-yard line, is brought down there.
Mylan Smith.